Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. These are very exciting times for Wealth Step by Step. This is Bob Peterson, live here in Damascus, Maryland, retired from the government, have the privilege of having a fairly good group, and started this Zoom meeting structure. We haven't done too many Zooms. We've done more conference calls and Zooms in our networking career, but this is a very, very fun platform. And what we like people to do is not be bored when they come here, because we want to talk to some of the leaders and see what's happening, hear from the owner of the company who can come on these are distributor-led calls. There'll be some other leaders who start their own Zoom calls as we grow and expand. And so we wanted to make sure that we're not boring. So we have a pre-canned recorded a webinar, a standard webinar where you can go through all of the slides and hear a presentation, about a 15-minute presentation, because people won't come to these calls if that's all they're going to hear. But we're going to hear some new things tonight, some new techniques, hear from the leaders, go over some exciting things. We did want to point out this evening this particular slide, which has in August, can you believe it, 259 members who had one or more signups, and Darius Lee, who I think I heard today, Adam can confirm this, I think Darius sponsored 50 members.
And of course, yes, that's right.
Isn't that? And Angela, maybe 30 or 40. I mean, it's amazing. Those are some big checks times $25. This is a big deal, with a lot of residual incomes building up. And the CEO, Adam, who just spoke, put out an announcement today about what was happening. And there's a couple slides here on that are in the letter that he sent out. You want to tell us the status of what happened in August there, and what's on this message you sent out, Adam?
Oh, sure. Can you hear me, Bob?
Yeah, very well. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, to give you a little update, August was a great month for Wealth Step by Step. Yeah, as you said earlier, Darius, he joined in mid-August. He only had 2 weeks, and he signed up 50 people and made $1,500. And I sent it to him in two parts, one through Zelle, and Zelle had a cap of like $1,250. So I sent him $1,250, and then I sent him the rest on Cash App. And yeah, it was really just a super big month, the biggest month ever for Wealth Step by Step. And we're averaging about 20 people a day joining Wealth Step by Step, about 20 people a day. We had a really big day about a week ago. We had, I think it was 34 people, maybe 36 people join in one day, which was that's, I think, a record for Wealth Step by Step. So everybody's looking at it and saying, it's funny, Bob, because apparently there's some really big network marketers looking at Wealth Step by Step, and they're saying to themselves, I heard this through Darius, and he says, well, you can only make $10,000 a month in this program. You can only make, what is it, $9,875 a month. And they're thinking, that's not enough money, I guess, for a big hitter. But the truth is, and I've always believed, Bob, that if the little guy can't duplicate, you don't have anything. If the little guy cannot duplicate, it's fine if the big hitter can bring in a lot of people. That's great. But if the little guy, what we call the little guy in network marketing, if he can't build his team with a low-cost program like Wealth Step by Step, then you don't have anything, because there's no duplication down at the end of your, at the end of your team.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and I've always believed that. That's why Bob, you always hear these network marketing companies that blow up. They blow up into this big thing. Like millions of dollars. Like they blow up into like a multi-million-dollar company, and then they're gone with the wind. Like in 5 or 10 years, they're gone with the wind. And why is that? That's because they're too darn expensive. Like Zango and other companies, they come and go. They come and go. And I've always thought about this for years. Why is it that all these companies blow up into these multi-million-dollar companies, and then they're like dust in the wind eventually? And that's because these big hitters get in, blow the thing up, and then ultimately, if it's like $150 a month, the little guy can't duplicate, and all of a sudden it starts to roll up on everyone. And so, so Well Step by Step, we're a low-cost program that suits everybody. And, Bob, I just want to mention, as long as we're on the kind of this vein, the thing that I called you about that we didn't have time to talk about, but I wanted to mention to you was Carlos, our old mutual friend in Houston, Texas. He called me this afternoon, and we got into a nice conversation about pay plans. And Carlos is really smart when it comes to pay plans. And we got onto the subject of matching bonuses. And Bob, you were the one that pointed this out to me very well. And that is that, you don't need a coded bonus in Well Step by Step, and you don't need a matching bonus, and you don't need all these crazy pay plan bonuses that they come up with. And here's why. It's very simple. And I know you know this, Bob, and that's because, and this is what I was telling Carlos this afternoon, was if you sponsor one guy in Well Step by Step, and that one guy sponsors, let's say, 50 people, okay, not including the Fast Start bonus, which is the first month, but after that, they go into the matrix, and whoever sponsored that one guy who's the quote-unquote, let's say, big hitter in this case, he sponsors, let's say, 50 people, you're going to get 100% match of whatever he's making. So if he builds his downline, and that person is in your downline, and he's making, let's say, $150 a month off 50 people, let's say he's making $3 per off each person, and he's got 50 people in his group, and you sponsored that one guy, then you're going to make $150 a month. So if he's in your matrix, your 3x7 matrix, you're going to make a matching 100% match off everybody in your matrix on what they do. That's the beauty of our pay plan that I think a lot of people, they don't see it right now, but it's starting to become more recognizable, that as these people become more successful, and they say, wow, I got this guy on my team, and he went crazy, and he sponsored a whole bunch of people, and he's making $400 a month. And guess what? Now I'm making $400 a month because he's on my team. He's in my matrix. He's making $400 a month, and I'm making $400 a month. Can you see the power? That's like exponentially going to explode this company. And so I just hope that people understand that. And you, Bob, you were the one that kind of pointed this out to me. So maybe, Bob, you could give a few comments on that as well.
Well, absolutely, Adam. I've designed quite a few pay plans myself. Several companies have adopted them, and I've always been looking for a way for people to have a great product that's very valuable for the $30 a month. You have to have a great product, but have a system where people could actually make some money, $100, $200, $300 a month. I mean, $500 a month will save both divorces in this country. I'm telling you. And can you imagine in this program that you put in front of me that we discovered that when you're looking at this chart with 3 people, whether they come there by spill or by the person sponsoring, that's the beginning of an empire, because all that has to happen is under those 3 are 3. And we have several videos that point out the total power of this duplication when we figure out how to do the duplication. if you did that 3 in a month, and then they took a month to get their 3, in 7 months, you're at $118,000 a year, which is life-changing income, and it can be done. And I'm telling you, it's just amazing. We have Joey. Can you unmute for a second, Joey?
Hi.
Hey, Joey. You've heard Adam. You've heard me. You've been around the block. What do you think about the power of our matrix that we have here?
I think it's, first of all, one of the easiest programs I've ever seen for, like Adam says, the average person to make a substantial income with very little effort. The power of this compensation structure is unlike anything I've seen. And it's just a joy to see someone that you've been involved with that's never really made any money, and they just get started, and the next thing you know, they're going to town with it. And those videos that you make, Bob, are priceless. Those videos are so professional. All it takes to succeed in this business, folks, is simply let someone see those 2, 3, 4-minute videos and ask them to comment on it. That's the whole job, the whole business. It's all it takes to succeed in this program. And I just thank you guys, Adam and Bob and Susan and all the others that have contributed to just making this such a wonderful program.
Well, thanks a lot, Joey. Nina, can you unmute for a second? Nina Ashrafi from Chicago.
Yes, hi, Bob. This is Nina.
Yeah, you're hearing this conversation. What do you think we're going to be able to do with this company within this industry?
Well, I'm very excited. I just had a meeting with one of my leaders, Mike, and a couple other people. I said, Mike, I decided to put 100% focus into Wealth step by step. I'm not doing no other company. I want to get this matrix done. And I go, before this year is over, and I go, I need money for the holidays. And this is one of the simplest business. So you will start seeing major activities from my end. And I'm very excited. You know what, honestly, as people have been saying, there is nothing more simpler than this company. And to create wealth, 3 steps only, right? Step by step, 3 steps, 3 personals. If you don't even bring those, and if you happen to fall into someone's matrix and some leader comes and builds it for you, I mean, there's no other miracle. See, people just wait for miracles after miracles. And the best thing that I remember having that conversation with Adam, I go, Adam, I don't see no gotcha in this company. There's no gotcha. The companies that I've been before, you had to balance, you had to do this, you had to do this, and an average, when you could help an average person is massive. Every leader could come and bring lots of people. But this business is designed for an average person to come and see how simple it is and how lucrative it is. And that's how, and it's not the power of, oh, it's only 10,000 a month. You imagine how many people that you want to help and how many family members you want to help. But it's solid residual income that's going to come month after month. And that's going to be a life changer. And just like how your videos say, imagine a life with possibilities where you could do this or you could do that, take care of your dental work. That was such a funny video, by the way. You become a homeowner and now become this. But possibilities are right there. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. And I'm saying, you know, due to the health challenges. But today I told Mike, I go, Mike, this is it. I'm putting my 100% effort into this company and getting this moving. So yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you so much, you guys. And thank you, Bob, for your dedication. And thank you, Adam, for creating this marvelous system. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Anita. One other gentleman on the line here, Irv Samuels from Pennsylvania. I like to talk on Irv because he joined and looked at the program for quite a while. And then just in the last week, he's really gotten busy bringing in 6 or 7. Yeah, are you there, Irv?
Can you hear me, Bob?
Yeah, Irv, you're hearing this conversation. what is it that turned you on after evaluating this for about 3 weeks?
Ultimately, the simplicity, and most importantly, the idea that I believe we could really help people that have never had any success in this industry, and they've tried to really come out on top.
Yeah, it's amazing what a few dollars I think in someone's pocket will do. And you brought on a gentleman. You want to mention his name? Your fellow who's bilingual. What does he think about it?
He again is on the seminar with us right now, and he is hopeful in learning everything he needs to learn to be able to implement a successful business. And again, he's willing and able, and you're putting together some phenomenal tools that are going to make it really simple for all of us. And we thank you, more than we could ever express for all of your efforts. We really, really appreciate them. But Jorge is, looking forward to a great run. And that's what we all want. We want him and everybody else that joins us to have amazing success.
Thanks a lot, Irvin. Thanks for all of your participation, and your great skill levels are unbelievable. The size of the teams you have built. I think you've had teams of 100,000 people in the past.
I never made it to 100,000, but I was over 99,000.
Well, that's
hello. This is Jorge. Yes.
Yeah, Jorge. Jorge, how are you? How are you tonight?
I'm great. Very, very well, thank you. I'm very grateful for being introduced to this possibility.